good afternoon. The topic that we would like to talk about today is where the Philippines stands in the event of a war between the US and China. Firstly, it is important to note that a potential war between the US and China is a hypothetical scenario, and any analysis on this matter must be based on the current geopolitical tensions and historical trends. The Philippines is located strategically in the Southeast Asia, and it has been long-standing ally of the US. It has a mutual defense treaty with the US that was signed in 1951, which states that both countries will come to each other's defense if either one of them is attacked by an external party. However, it's important to note that the treaty does not require the Philippines to take part in any offensive action. In the recent years, China has become more assertive in the South China Sea, which has caused tensions with neighboring countries, including the Philippines. The Philippines has been in a territorial dispute with China over the Sparkleys Islands, which are rich in natural resources and strategically located. The Philippines has challenged China territorial claims in South China Sea and has sought international arbitration to resolve the said issue. In the event of a war between the US and China, the Philippines would likely face difficult choices. The country has to balance its alliance with the United States with its economic and political ties with China. The Philippines has been trying to improve its relationship with China in recent years, which has led to significant investments from China in the Philippines in infrastructure projects. However, it's important to note that the Philippines has historically relied on the United States for its defense and security. The Philippine military is equipped with US-made weapons and technology, and it has received significant military aid from the US over the last years. In the event of any conflict, the Philippines would likely turn to the United States for support and assistance. In conclusion, the Philippines is in a difficult position in the event of a war between the US and China. It would have to navigate alliances with both countries and make difficult choices. However, the country has a very strong standing relationship with the United States and relies on the US for its defense and security. Any decisions made by the Philippines government in the event of a conflict would likely be based on national interest and its commitment to maintaining stability in the region. In the event of a nuclear war that to break out between China and the United States, of course, the entire world will be affected, including the Philippines. The extent of its impact on the Philippines would depend on several factors, such as its distance from the epicenter of the nuclear explosion, prevailing winds, and the strength of the blast. Even if the Philippines is not directly targeted by nuclear weapons, it would still be affected by the fallout of the explosion. The fallout is a mixture of radioactive particles that can spread through the atmosphere and contaminate the land, water, and food. Exposure to the fallout can lead to radiation sickness, cancer, and other serious health problems. Furthermore, the Philippines would likely to face the economic and political consequences of a nuclear war between the US and China. A global nuclear war would result in significant damage to the world economy, disturb international trade, and cause widespread panic and uncertainty. In short, the summary, a nuclear war between the United States and China would have very severe consequences on the Philippines, including the risk of exposure to radiation, economic and political instability, and long-term environmental damage. Therefore, it is best of the interest of the Philippines and the international community to prevent such catastrophic event from occurring by promoting diplomacy, dialogue, and cooperation between the two nations. On the other hand, it is not appropriate to speculate on who would win a hypothetical war between the United States and China. Any such conflict would have devastating consequences for both nations and the entire world, regardless of who might emerge as the victor. It is important to note that the war is not a solution to any conflict, and it should be avoided included whenever possible. Instead, diplomatic efforts and dialogue should be prioritized to resolve such issues and promote peaceful coexistence between nations. Furthermore, it's important to remember that the consequences of a potential war between the US and China go beyond military strength and capability. Economic, political, and social factors would also play a significant role in such conflict, and the outcome would be very difficult to predict. In summary, instead of speculating on the outcome of hypothetical war between the US and China, effort should be made to promote cooperation, collaboration between the nations to address shared challenges and work together towards a peaceful and stable future. So, what the Philippines should do to survive such conflict? As tensions between the US and China continue to rise, the Philippines, like many other countries, should prioritize efforts to promote regional stability and to prevent the escalation of conflict. Here are a few suggestions on what the Philippines government can do. 1. To pursue diplomacy, the Philippine government should work to strengthen diplomatic ties with both the US and China to promote dialogue to resolve any issues. The government can also play a role in mediating the disputes between the two nations to prevent tensions from escalating. Second, to build a strong regional alliances, the Philippines can also work to strengthen its regional alliances such as the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, to promote peace and stability in the region. The Philippines can use its influence with the ASEAN to encourage the bloc and to take more active role in promoting dialogue and cooperation between the US and China. Third, to focus on its domestic development. The Philippine government can focus on promoting domestic development to increase its country's economic and political stability by reducing its reliance on external powers. The Philippines can better position itself to navigate any potential conflicts between the US and China. Fourthly, to invest in national security. The Philippine government should prioritize national security and invest in its military and intelligence capabilities to ensure that the government and the country can defend itself in the event of a conflict. The Philippines can also work with other countries in the region to promote regional security and to prevent spread of a nuclear war.